Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. I'm Mike Catalana. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You don't like what's going on today. It's breaking news, and it's not good news for the Buffalo Bills. Von Miller has a torn ACL and is done for the year. That was the concern when he first got hurt in Detroit on Thanksgiving. And then there was some thought that maybe it wasn't the ACL. That was the initial reports, but they did say they had to go in there and take a look. It's always a worry until they actually go and see what's inside, and what they found was a torn ACL. So Von Miller, the guy brought in really for this stretch, for the end of the season and the playoffs and potentially the Super Bowl, now we'll be watching from the sidelines. This is a brutal blow to this team. Von Miller was doing exactly what they needed him to do, to be that guy, to come up with big plays, to be a closer. He showed it in Kansas City. He showed it in that Rams game the first time out, and he's done it before. He's been a Super Bowl champion. He's been a Super Bowl MVP. Did it with two teams, was looking to do it with a third, but that's not going to happen now. And you look at the Bills and what they've lost this year. You talk about guys that certainly up to this year, irreplaceable. A guy like Micah Hyde, and they've had to find a way to replace Micah Hyde. And I shouldn't even use that word replace. You're putting another guy on the field. In all respect to DeMar Hamlin and any other combination of guys they've used, but it's not Micah Hyde. But you have to find a way to work around it. And Jordan Poyer has certainly stepped up his game. As good as he's been even better coming back, trying to be healthy for this team. So somebody's going to need to do that on the defensive line with Von Miller out. And you're not replacing him. I mean, let's just get that through right here. The reason the Bills went out and signed him is because they didn't see that in any of their other guys. There's hope that Rousseau can be that guy. There's hope that Ed Oliver gets that pressure up the middle and opens things up on the outside. You drafted Boogie Basham. You have A.J. Epinesa. All these guys have shown flashes, have had good games. The difference is Von Miller's had great games. Von Miller's gone to the Hall of Fame. Von Miller has won Super Bowls and did it in those Super Bowls, especially last year. Well, I say both times. I mean, he was MVP of the Super Bowl with the Broncos. So you're not replacing the guy. You're just going to have to find other guys that come through for you. So what do you do? What do you do on this defense? Well, again, you need more out of the D-line. You need more pressures. On the plus side, on the back end, Trey White is back. Trey White's going to be playing more. You did not have Trey White down the stretch. Now, I just mentioned Hyde. Tough to replace him. But on that corner position, when somebody's got to cover a little longer, when you maybe don't get the pass rush that a Von Miller would bring to you, you do have Trey White out there. When you couldn't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs this past year, you didn't have Trey White. You do now. The hope is that he gets better. It's funny that I mentioned Trey White right after we mentioned Von Miller. It was a year ago Thanksgiving. Trey tore his ACL, and they had to play the rest of the year. This year, Thanksgiving, on the turf. And I know a lot of you are thinking that. This time it's Von Miller, done for the year. So this is a franchise that has had very good luck. I'll say luck. Plus, they have a great training and rehab staff. They have a great facility. But when a guy tears his ACL, what are you going to do? It happens in the NFL, unfortunately, too many times. So, this isn't a hamstring keeping a guy on the field. This isn't the elbow with Josh Allen where you can try to work your way through it. He's got no other option than to be done for the year and have the surgery. So I still think it was a great signing by Brandon Beane. You cannot predict this type of outcome. Sure, he's a player that this has happened to before. He's got some miles on him. But come on, Von Miller looked fantastic. And until that moment, you were thinking he's a guy that can help this defense and lead them to a chance at a Super Bowl. So, again, it's a very talented roster. You have Josh Allen. You can win. They're in the number one spot right now, and if they find ways to win, they can stay there, and I think that'll be important. But right now, this team's going to be hurting a bit, at least emotionally, as I think for the most part they thought he was coming back. So it's a quick, not a great update for you, but on what's going on in Orchard Park. Dan and Jenna at practice on Wednesday, getting reaction for the players. Look for their video coming up a bit later today, but we wanted to get this to you and give you some insight on what's going on. Von Miller out for the season with a torn ACL. We've got plenty of content here all week leading into the Jets game, a huge game again. You guys know all of that. Everybody will be focused on the Jets, but right now, thinking about the loss the Bills suffered with their top pass rusher and a guy they were really hoping for big things in the playoffs. So that's going to do it for me right now. Remember to look for Dan and Jenna coming up, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate you getting us over 20,000, and we're pushing for, we'll say 25 is the next big goal. Okay, again, I'm Mike Catalana. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Buffalo Plus.